Something has changed in the last 10 days. What is happening with all this water? Like, insane. Again, 36-foot river rise in 45 minutes? 400 earthquakes on Mount Rainier alone this week. Floods, earthquakes, earth spinning, volcanoes erupting, Gog amassing. It is the beginning. The water has broken. Listen, our government and the governments of the world know what's coming. Everybody track?
No! 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 No!
Probably noticed my title where I use the words automobile apocalypse. Now that's one I'm pretty sure you have not heard before. I haven't either. And I just came up with it. Not that it's not true. It is true. But today I'm going to bring something out that I don't think many are focusing on. But there is before I get into it, I'm sure he has some good things to say, this Jamie Walden guy. And he made this statement, well, the last 10 days is it. It's the water sac breaking, like a woman being pregnant, she's going to give birth and all that. Whether or not someone has some good things to say or not is beside the point. I have a disagreement with that statement. These floods have been going on, best of my memory, since the tail end of December. So it's not just, it just started 10 days later. That's a red flag. Whether he meant it or not, I don't know. But I caution against that because instantly I catch on to stuff like that. Many people will make statements like that to get everybody's attention that, hey, look, it's just been going on 10 days, therefore I must be the greatest thing that prophecy has ever seen. It may not be his thinking, but be careful. There are no good teachers out there. We're all short of that glory, and I don't care who it is. Nobody is a great teacher, and there's no great answers. The king had this statement. This is a theory of mine. There'll be signs in the sun, moon, stars, heaven, all the earth. Why did he make a big point out of there will be signs? I've been asserting that we have so much in prophecy wrong. We're seeing stuff happen, such as Damascus, Syria on July 16th. I don't know how far it's going to go. Israel's attacking it. May not be some fall of Damascus. I don't know. We keep an eye on it, but because we can't get the right time order and things don't seem to be happening like we want or as fast as we want, so much of our prophetical understanding is not understood until really it's happening. I'm sorry to say it, it's just the truth. We know a lot of these things that has to happen, but it's not in the intensity in some things or in the order or whatever, so therefore the only thing left is the signs. Let's assume, before I get, and it kind of goes along with what I'm going to show you today. It goes along, and I want you to think, forget that thought. I want you to think about this. Let's assume the last 5 years. Let's assume there was not even one sign in the sun, moon, and stars around the earth. Let's assume that nothing's happened at all. No tornadoes, earthquakes, nothing. Just the geopolitical whatever. How many would be keyed off at this point in time and know we're definitely in the last days? If there wasn't any signs and all we were just focusing on who's going to get invaded next and all that, we'd all just be dead asleep, wouldn't we? I want you to think about that based upon what I'm going to show you today. Try not to make this too long. This is a subject that you would think, why would I talk about automobiles in line with biblical prophecy? That's not going to affect me. Oh, hold on before anyone gets of that opinion. But based upon what that guy said, I'm not trying to insult somebody. Just be careful. If people try to exalt themselves, maybe that's not the case. Try not to judge. But that was a red flag, this Jamie Walden guy saying that. These floods have been going on since the tail end of December. It's increasing. I thought it would slow down, but it's getting worse and worse. Along with the earthquakes. And yesterday, the Alaska earthquake, 7.3. And notice something that the government, the USGS and all that, they always do this. Always. Every time. I think this is pre-programming. You have an earthquake, and every single time, oh, it's been downgraded to 7.1 or whatever. You have a tornado. Oh, well, it was E4, but no, it's actually E2. They downgrade every disaster. It's downgraded every single time. You get the initial shock, and they always downplay it every time. Why do you think they might be doing that? Do you think it's a possibility that they have people so used to, oh my God, this has happened, and then, oh, it's not that bad. They're constantly putting people to sleep. That's my opinion. Can't prove it, but that's what I think. I said there was incrementally things keep stepping up. They like the Israeli-Iran war. Oh my God, it's the end. Peace treaty. Oh my God, Syria's getting bombed. Stop, brakes every time. It's bad out there, but people are put to sleep. It speeds up, slows down, speeds up, slows down, speeds up, slows down. I think that's what's happening. People are asleep. They're putting people to sleep. I think things are far much worse than what we're being told. Like in the movies, they're not going to tell anybody until it blows up, like in that movie 2012. They keep it secret to the last second. I think that might be a real possibility, because the Alaskan earthquake very likely a sign that the earth is shaking in this off the Oregon coast, 400 and some kilometers. That one's going to go off, and they know it. They know. New Madrid, Ring of Fire, San Andreas, all around the world. Ethiopia just got a major disaster. And they're the ones that's been beheading Bible believers a lot these last 2 months, haven't they? Think about that one for a moment. But anyway, I'm going to get off of that. But that's why I think we have signs, because it's to shake us awake. Signs are necessary. I want to give you another one in reference to what I'm saying today. Is there such a thing in the Bible as an automobile apocalypse? That doesn't sound interesting, does it? Or till it hits someone, then it does. Now it takes one to know one. I've been driven on the road in over 7 months. I have a vehicle outside. I don't run no more. The devil took it all from me. I had a good truck back in 2023 that was stolen. They totaled it and stole about, I estimated $1,500 in tools on top of it. I lost everything. People had to donate just for me to get that used thing out there. It didn't last very long, but a year and a half I got by. Now it's toast, but at least, I'm grateful for that year and a half. But that goes into what I'm saying today. So people might get mad, they're going to condemn me. Might think I'm making it up, but I'm not. I can see the whole story here. Going back to Jeremiah 50. Now this part may not have started, but I see the startup of it and what he's going to do. Down here, verse, how about 35? Now, when he says a sword, it doesn't always mean Russian tanks, bombs, and bullets. A sword is against the Chaldeans, says Elohim, against the inhabitants of Babylon, and against her princes and her wise men. Who might that be? Well, it's obviously leaders and wise men, right? People who are uppities in the world. A sword is against the soothsayers, and they will be fools. Well, we can also throw in all these Bible teachers on the net that didn't get their prophecies right. Why I keep saying many times over, this is just a guess. I don't want to be one of these fools. I'm foolish enough. We've got so much wrong. I'm telling you, we're further along in prophecy than what we thought. The mark has already been here, and most of the world still thinks it's yet to come. There you go. If it wasn't for the signs, how would we even know the mark is here? It snuck up on us, just as he said. That's not for today. A sword is against her mighty men, and they will be dismayed and brought down and surprised and shocked that everything that American society thought was stepping in place to have all their laws, their technology, everything meant to keep oppression going and bondage going, all the cops and judges and all this, they're all dismayed because it all falls in their face when they thought, like Pharaoh, they have it all together. And they're going to learn that they didn't as we start to learn more. There's a whole bunch of things. These 2 chapters of Jeremiah are jam-packed. It's really a library of stuff. You can fill in the blanks so many times over and still be right. We have to shorten it up. This sword, along with war and even famine, is a sword. Did you know that? Or disease. Did you know that? It isn't always... Sometimes a sword is to use famine as a weapon of war. Inflation as a weapon of war. Deception as a weapon of war. A sword isn't always boom boom. It can also be weather too. A sword is against their horses and against, there it is, and I'm going to show you further, just this verse, between this verse and the next one. And don't say I'm pulling it out of context. No, I'm not. Other scriptures attest to this too. A sword is against their horses and against their chariots. My old thinking was that's automatically tanks, jeeps, personnel carriers, armored artillery carriers, and all. This isn't all military. The book of Nahum, they call him a minor prophet. How can any prophet be minor? That apart. He talks about this. He says their chariots are fast. These ain't military weapons, these chariots. He says they jostle against one another. You see an interstate and 3 lanes, and these cars are changing lanes. That's called jostling against each other at fast speeds. He talks about their torches, their headlights and all that. He's talking about vehicles. Chariots back in the day, like in Egypt, well, that's a sign of, well, you got some sort of power, because it takes some sort of wealth back then. They might even have laws in Egypt where only certain ones could have a chariot, not just any old buddy in Goshen. Yes or no? Chariots is what I want you to think about. It's not all military. This is something going on around the world, and I'm going to show you as I finish this up, and I want you to consider what I'm about to show you. A sword is against the chariots. It's already started, but it's going to get much, much worse. America has its chariots, cars, and trucks. Is it a sin to have a vehicle? No. Is it sinful to have the wrong attitude concerning a vehicle? Yes. What's been going on around the world? It's already started. And this is what I think people are not focused on. I've been watching this. If you watch especially all the flooding this whole year like crazy, what do you keep seeing in these videos? What do you keep seeing? All around the world. What does flooding do to vehicles, the chariots? How many are not focused on that? All these countries with all this flooding, all these vehicles, some of them washed down the road like a paper wad. Do you not think that's destroying them? Or if they're going to repair them, how much does it cost? These newer vehicles, it's possible maybe water doesn't get in the engine, but if it does, you have to get it out. What about the gas tank? Maybe some of the gas tank lids are tight enough, water don't get in it when the water gets that high, but I would say most of them's got water in that and in the lines. Water gets into the brake lines, you got to get that flushed, gets into the exhaust system, especially if it gets into the engine, then it gets into the computer, messes the ROM up, the read-only memory. How much damage to the vehicles is these floods, along with hail, tornadoes, and whatever, destroying? How many people have thought about this? This is going on around planet Earth, especially this year, like crazy. Vehicles are expensive. And how expensive is it to repair, if at all? Has anyone thought about the catastrophic damage of all these millions of vehicles being affected? And that's just so far. It's an apocalypse that's not being talked about, is it? The sword is against the chariots. You're pulling it out of context. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. It's continuing. But look at how many are being destroyed. A silent apocalypse. Now think about this. Let me finish this. That way I can finish this. A drought is against her waters. Wait, I forgot this. And against all the mixed people who are in her midst, and they will become like women. A sword is against her treasures, and they will be robbed. Now, every nation has, foreigners in it, but America's the number one for all the mixed peoples. But he says they should become like women. Of course, America, the biggest part, is turned into a feminine nation, and men aren't allowed to be like men because the U.S. laws says it's illegal to be a man. So what do we see? My number one favorite example, is not favorite because it's enjoyable, because I hate it the most, is child support taking people's driver's licenses. Satanic that they demand a driver's license. Who gave them the right? You want to tell me how many horse riders had to have a driver's license 500 years ago? So why not take out the chariots? Do you think he might be talking to us? You've idolized your vehicles. Thou shalt not covet. People broken that commandment over and over. And thou shalt not steal. I've gotten my truck stolen. I've worked my butt off for that thing years ago. Totaled. Honest hard work. Stole it dishonestly. I was robbed. So I speak from experience. But yet they demand a driver's license. Why not take out their vehicles? Why not send a message back? They have been controlling people with driver's licenses. I need to see your ID. F you! Excuse me, but that's how I feel. F you! You're calling me a liar? My name's Kenneth. I don't need to prove with a piece of plastic who and what I am. Do you see it? A driver's license used to control everybody. So why not destroy the chariots that goes along with it? I'm a little rough on this, but it's the truth when you really dig deep. This is a fact. This is going on. It's not just America. All these nations, their IDs crap. ID for this, ID for that. All tied into vehicles as well, so they can track, control, license plate. They know who you are. You can't go, oh, you sneezed. Get him! That's how bad this is. This is a control mechanism. He's going to judge all of it because it's all sin. It's a violation of thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. And so many other sins. But then they become like women. America's turned feminine. And he says, children shall be your oppressors because the U.S. law says you can't discipline them anymore, and women shall rule over them. You know, I'm watching videos the last few mornings because I was bored to death of all, sorry to say it, all these women complaining, well, where are the men showing up for singles events? Why should they? Most, not all, there's good women out there still, most are not. They have the attitude, they have the spirit of Jezebel, they don't realize kingdom order. The men are in charge, period. Hate me if you want, it's the truth. I'm not talking about being brutal towards women, but men have to have a headship role, period. It's not being done. All these statements, and I've heard women tell me themselves, well, I don't need a man with an attitude. All right, fine, you ain't getting one either. And don't go and complain. Oh, men wants to spend $150,000 on a female AI robot. Woo-hoo! Come on, baby. Wife, get out. That's exactly where we're heading. Go figure. Like, really. I mean, I'm not trying to be insulting to the good women, but most of them aren't. Their attitudes, their feminism, their independent thinking has rewarded them. They got what they sowed. You reap what you sow. I had to do it too. And the men they got to correct their errors just the same. This is not men are worse or women are worse. It's all a mess. Let's be honest. But they become like women. But I don't want to get into that. I've got enough anger at me as it is. Right here. For it is the land of carved images. Carved means to make something. You have a big tree trunk and you cut off the pieces till you form it into bale. Well, so it is with automobiles or your house. Is it sin to have these things? No. But what is the mental aspect of it? For they are insane with their idols. This is what's been going on. Not everybody, but a huge portion. This is just the truth. Is the hidden secret thinking. Look at my car. He says, thou shalt not covet. What do we see? Going down the road, some vehicle. We have bass, whatever junk, and your windows are shaking from whoever's got that going on. That's people getting attention. They covet attention. That's a sin. It's not about self-exaltation. Look, I got huge tires. Me. I gotta have a sports car. The way I'm better than everybody else. I'm insane upon my idols. I have to look better than you. I'm greater than you are. That's a lot of people's attitude. So he's going to take out their idols, their carved automobiles. It's not sin to have it. It's the mental, spiritual thinking behind it. Me, all I want is just an old beat up truck. Grab my shovel, pick a wheelbarrow, and go sloth it out in the hot sun. I never was one to wash a vehicle anyway. It's going to get dirty no matter what. Just want to work. I don't care what people think about my wheels, but most do. Paul says in the last days perilous times will come, and one of those things in a big laundry list is unthankfulness. Well, how can unthankfulness be a part of perilous days in the last days? Paul, think about it. How many are thankful for their transportation? Not many. Not many are thankful for their transportation. How many of you thought about that? Just imagine you see this man and this woman. They got 6, maybe 7 cars. They seem to have it all together. When you drive by, you see all the vehicles in their lot. You think they're something. But then you watch the next day and all their vehicles are taken from them, and then they look quite small, don't they? Now they're down walking on foot. Bad example, but just meditate on that for a little bit. A chariot is something that shows you're somebody, at least back then. Today's world, most people have a vehicle. They should be grateful. They're unthankful till they don't have one and no way out. There's a sword upon the chariots. The weather is taken out. Who knows? Got to be millions of vehicles so far around the world. That's a lot. For just one of them, what, 50, 60,000? I don't know what they cost nowadays. It's tremendous. The damage being done. It's not a joke. It's for real. You would think this is not an issue. Yes, it is, because the carved images is going to be destroyed. People put all their love into a home so they look better than their neighbor. Look at me, my yard's better than yours. Keeping up with the Joneses. That's a covetous attitude. It's not wrong to have nice things, but the spiritual thinking behind it had better be correct. Not for self-exaltation that we sometimes secretly hide. That's been going on. America is insane upon its idols. Everybody has to look and be the best. Who cares about that? What is it going to profit anybody? If you're driving down the road and you feel so puffed up in your vehicle, people don't notice you. It's people and they're thinking they want to be exalted. Who wants to be exalted? What profit can you gain in that? So yeah, I'm a bit rough, controversial, but anyway, the chariots, and it's going to get much, much worse. The idol's going to be broken down. There's other scriptures that attest to this. And it's Russia and China, and whoever comes over here and invades, he says, plunder America, plunder her. And they should be satisfied. In other words, they're out to get America, along with England over there and wherever else. But the vehicles are going to get it too. They haven't put their faith and trust in Him, and they've used these vehicles to control us. And all these new vehicles, just the OnStar, whatever they got, they can shut them down. Don't matter if you got the keys or not, they just push a button. Since when should they be allowed to turn your vehicle off? Or track you, right? Gotta find out where you are at all times. Come on. it's a good reason to destroy, especially all the new vehicles, because it's governmental control. But the weather patterns have been destroying vehicles right and left, and I think that's being ignored, but that is a part of prophecy. There's other scriptures, I didn't want to get too far into it. There's others that talks about it just the same. Not just here, this is just focusing primarily upon America, the Babylon of the last days, but nevertheless, it's worldwide. And these floodings, especially, are just crazy, and they're not stopping. Why? So this Walton guy, he would say, well, now the water sack is broken. It's been broken. It doesn't happen in 24 hours. It's like a scroll rolling out. It takes time. And bird pains have just started. Bird pains have been here. All right, it's already been here. It's a process, not a 24-hour event. It's been happening. It's slower, but it's been in progress. So he's not the number one king dog, that he knows it all, and that everyone should listen. That's not the right spirit. There's a lot of people out there that have been focused on these things, and I'm appreciative of what information they bring out. Without them, I couldn't have learned. Without them filming stuff, I couldn't have seen it. Because CNN ain't going to tell you, so you have to have private people all around the world film this stuff and put it up, or we wouldn't know any of it. So I'm grateful for all that. We put it all together. Yes, we're in the bird pains. However long it takes, I don't know. Nobody knows. But anyway, strange as it is, the idols that people are insane upon are going to be judged, and vehicles is on the list. It's not something he ignores. Remember in Daniel 12:4, up until the end of time, many shall run to and fro, planes, trains, and automobiles, and knowledge, technology shall be increased. That's the end when it started back in the early 1900s. Now we're going to see the culmination of it all, as everything people treasured more than what's in here will be judged.